Hebrew. We're looking today at Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 7. In the first few verses of chapter 10, we saw Jeremiah railing against the folly of idolatry, what a foolish thing it is. And from verses 6 on, he's going to be comparing the idols with the true and living God. Verses 6 and 7, actually, he's addressing himself to God directly. And we saw that in verse 6. We'll see it again in this verse 7. Let's go ahead and read the text in Hebrew as we get started. Mi lo yirachach melech hagoyim, ki lecha ya'ata, ki v'chol hachmei hagoyim, uv'kol malkut ta'am, me'ein kamocha. So we start with our interrogative pronoun who, and our negation, not. And now what do we have here? Well, here's our verb. You can see right here we're going to have a suffix. It's going to be a two-MS suffix, you. And now what's the verb here? Well, this is actually going to be an imperfect, IMPF, and it's going to be a 3MS, Mikal, from our verb yare, which means to fear. Now this is a little bit unusual because the yod we have here is the yod of the performative, not the yod of the root. And this is one of these verbs that doesn't usually drop the yod. So usually when you see this verb, you have two yods at the beginning. One's the performative and one is the yod of the root. But there's a number of cases where you don't find that. And this is one of those where the yod of the root is actually dropped out, but we still have the yod of the performative here. And it's in the context as well. We know very clearly this is not from the verb to see, with a hey at the end, ra'ah, but yira, yire, to fear. So who will not fear you? And then in a direct address probably over here, O King of, this is a construct, King of the nations. There's your article, King of the nations, Goyim. Remember, Goyim is, the word itself actually ends in a yod, like this, in the singular. So that's why you'd expect to see two yods here with a huric yod for the im ending of it, but usually you only find one. There's a couple places where we actually find both yods like that, usually in a construct state, but this is the typical form for the plural. King of the nations. Who will not fear you? Because to you, Ya'ata. Now what is this one here? This one's a little bit strange. That hey at the end, the commentary at the end, is actually a pronoun, not a pronoun suffix, it's actually a suffixative or an affirmative. So what we have here, this is going to be a perfect, it's going to be a 3F.s, because that's where the affirmative ending is, and it's going to be a cow, from the verb ya, ha, like this.